Morning all. So today we're going to start with removing the fender pan, gas tank, engine, battery, probably not all in that order. This has become a coat wreck since it's been sitting in here, so yeah, it's time to go ahead and start getting some of this stuff off there so I can pressure wash the frame a second time. So yeah, let me get started. So we got the battery removed, and I'm going to be pressure washing it also, but I've got it on trickle charge, just about 1/4 of an amp. Um, I believe that really helps the battery. So we're going to just trickle charge this the rest of the day. And if I get the pressure washing, I will take this outside and pressure wash it too. Yeah, I probably could have let the camera run because that was just zip zip and they were off. All right, let's try this again. I'll put this thing in gear so it gets wrong. Well, come on. Yeah, it's catching up under there. Okay. Now, got it. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So you see this lip right here? It catches on the edge of the gas tank. All right, but it's off. Okay. One struggle down. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is remove this seat bracket, which is just 4 short bolts. Okay. And keep from dropping them. Now this should pop right off. Put it out of the way. And the next step is going to be removing the gas tank, which is simply just lifted out and disconnected there. Okay, so this is our first good peek under the gas tank. A couple things I want to notice. So I have no leakage here. These seals tend to get dry and crack, so I've got a few spare of those. I also wanted to check the condition of the fuel line, and it's still nice and firm. I think this was replaced maybe 3 years ago, but again, now you can see we can really look at the dry belt, and as it comes down, you see this guard right here. Okay, you either have to remove this guard, and then there's another one over there. You either have to remove them 2 guards or pull the snap ring and just lift the pulley up to get that belt off. So I do have to get under there, so I will be removing the pulley, because to add grease to this, I have to add it under where the shift lever goes. There's a plug. But yeah, this is showing you how hard this dry belt would be to change. So it's going to behoove me to really inspect that belt good. I may go ahead and replace it. Okay, so I removed the snap ring. You have to put the shifter all the way to 6th to give your clearance right here to lift this pulley up. And then we push it forward a little bit. And very carefully, do not lose that. This is actually a bear to put back in, because you're dealing with the belt that's on the pulley and getting it lined up. And I've had that actually fall out, and I had no movement. And what it was just spinning on So yeah, very important part. Okay, so we got the belt, the drive belt off the back side of the transaxle. The fill plug is right there. We'll be adding 00 grease to that. I'm gonna pressure wash this one more time. Shaft feels pretty good. Not a lot of wiggle there. Yeah, this transaxle's it's been abused, but it's still in pretty good shape. But still, to change this belt, we're not out of the woods yet. I don't know how well you can see it. I should have got the light, but the drive belt's up there. So this has to be removed. The PTO has to be removed. And then you see some metal guards right there. Them have to be at least loosened up to get the belt around them. So yeah, so when we pull the engine, then it's going to make replacing the drive belt really easy. Okay, so the first step in removing the engine, I got to take the air filter assembly clear off so I can get access to the choke and throttle cables, and then unhook all the wires, including the starter. So let me go ahead and knock that out. Okay, really didn't do a whole lot of mowing this year, so I'm looking at the air filter, and I think I've got another season in that. That just doesn't look... I brushed it off a little bit with a brush, but I may hit it with the air nozzle, and but I think I'm going to reuse that one more summer. So down here, I got to remove the bottom of the air filter, which is these 3 bolts. But tip of the day, close the choke before taking these bolts out, just in case. Okay, so with the 3 bolts removed, this is ready to come off. But first, this is the breather tube. This tube goes into a port on the engine on top of one of the valve covers. And what you want to look and make sure it's not oily. It could be, be causing blow by or something like that. It means you might have something going on with the breather on the engine. This one looks really good. We're just going to push him down in that hole. I don't know how these guys do this stuff one-handed. And we're off. So what we've got here is I've got to disconnect the choke cable here. And then we've got the throttle cable that comes down here to here. And then we're going to unplug this connector. And then we've got the kill switch, which is just simply a spade terminal right there. And I got to cut some tie wraps off. Yeah, I'm going to disconnect the fuel from here, and that way I can change this filter. And then this part will be done. Okay, so got all the linkages disconnected. Last couple things is I got to remove the fuel line because it actually runs through the engine cowling. So I have to disconnect the fuel filter here, and then I gotta go find me something to cap that with, because there's fuel in that filter. And I just got to disconnect the starter wire. Top side will be disconnected. So I pulled the fuel line off the fuel pump on the carburetor and went ahead and drained the rest of the gas out of that. So now I can remove the fuel filter. Give you another tip. Take you a valve stem cap and cap your fuel lines, because I don't know if you guys have mud daubers or not, but they will find that hole. Trust me. They'll find these holes. So yeah, I'm going to be putting masking tape over the top before I store the engine. Okay, with everything disconnected from the top, starter wire, fuel line, it's about time to start underneath. I have done steering work on this before, so I know I got some new parts in there. But yeah, I need to get the engine off so we can actually get up under here and take a good look at the steering components and just see where my slop is. Well, folks, I got sidetracked. I had to run to town. I still got to go back in the house and take care of a few things. So I think the engine removal is going to be in the morning. I think it's supposed to be nice again tomorrow. Get him outside and finish cleaning him up. And then we'll continue from there. But for now, thanks for watching.